Imagine carrying a small ledger in your pocket. Most of us don't realize we're doing it, but somewhere along the way, we begin keeping quiet accounts of the ways we've been wronged. A harsh word here, a betrayal there, a promise broken. Each moment gets a tiny entry in the book, an invisible balance sheet that says, something is owed to me. Sometimes what we expect in return is an apology. Sometimes it's validation. Sometimes it's justice or understanding or the simple acknowledgement that what happened mattered. Whatever the form, the line item remains open. And as long as the account stays open, a thread remains tied between you and the person who hurt you. You might say you want nothing to do with them, and you may truly mean it. But the ledger quietly keeps the relationship alive. Every time the mind revisits the debt, the thread tightens again. Not because you want it to, but because unfinished accounts have a way of calling our attention back. Forgiveness, then, is not so much about excusing what happened. It's more like closing the book. When you forgive, you're essentially writing a final note across the page, debt canceled. Not because the offense was small, not because the person suddenly deserves your trust again, but because you have decided you no longer wish to be the banker of that particular account. The ledger closes, and something surprising happens when the book closes. The thread dissolves. Now, this doesn't mean the person regains access to your life. Quite the opposite sometimes. Wisdom may still place them firmly in the do not trust category. Boundaries remain intact, perhaps even stronger than before, but the energetic tether, the spiritual energetic connection, the quiet expectation that they must someday repay what was taken, no longer lives inside you. It's the difference between locking the door while staring at it and quietly stepping away from the house altogether. One posture remains tense, waiting. The other is free to move forward. In this way, forgiveness becomes less about less about the other person and more about the condition of our own inner landscape. You release the debt. You remove the thread. You reclaim the mental and emotional space that the unfinished account once occupied. And what's left behind is something simple and surprisingly gentle. Protection, where protection is needed. Clear boundaries where boundaries belong, and most importantly, a quiet peace that no longer depends on anyone else balancing the books.